Haha! Woo! Welcome everybody, a warm, very warm welcome back to this channel. Hope your dopamine levels are, they better be. I'm Mrs. Moonstomper.
And I'm Mr. Moonstomper. Woo, haha,
Woo,
welcome
ha-ha,
back
hee,
to
ha-ha.
this channel. Okay, fair enough.
why not?
Okay, you heard it off Mrs. Moonstomper. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Obviously, the lovely lady to my right, or your left, is none other than Mrs. Moonstomper, and I'm Mr. Moonstomper.
Yes.
Guys, if it's your first time on the channel, thank you so much for stopping by.
Good
We
to you.
really do appreciate it.
We do, certainly.
And to all the OGs, welcome back, guys. Couldn't do it without you. Mrs. Moonstomper, the channel's doing really well.
Oh, again, yet again.
Guys, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm absolutely bowled out. We're both bowled over, are we not?
Yes, oh yes.
Amazing.
Come on.
Absolutely amazing. You know, I mean, most people, when I start talking, walk in the opposite direction. But okay, guys, fair enough. So today's subject is all about wallpaper.
You missed.
Is it not? No, we're only joking.
Yeah, and a glitter.
And oh God, no. Okay.
Wood chip.
Shut up.
Oh,
Right.
you shut up.
I think I will actually. I've been told there, guys. Right. So yeah, the last resort.
The last resort, yes.
The last resort. Now, okay. What do you even say about this group?
Coming from Herne Bay in London.
Well, yeah, Herne Bay.
Yes,
Okay, fair
lovely,
enough.
lovely
Yeah.
London strikes again.
But-
Yes.
This is an interesting group. This is now. These are the right. I lump these in with the business and the foreskins for many reasons. Actually, in fact, I think they were all on the same record label, if I remember rightly.
Okay.
At one point in time.
Yes.
However,
However.
the one thing you can say about Oi music is it wasn't well recorded. So, and we'll kind of get to that
yes.
probably a little bit later if I can remember, because my memory's a bit crap. But the early recordings of this band they could have been so much better.
I see.
The songs are absolutely amazing.
Yes.
But it's I think the charm with this band is it's the rawness.
Oh gosh, yes.
It's brutal rawness. It's almost, dare I say, almost band practice quality. But it's the rawness again.
Yes.
It's just the it's the.
I suppose that's all they knew, and that's why they went with it.
I don't
Why
know.
they heard things.
It's not that they were actually quite talented.
Oh yes.
And that so it's I don't know. This band's an enigma.
Enigmatic.
Enigmatic. That's the word.
Mr.
we're looking for.
Moonstopper.
Yeah.
Mr. Moonstopper.
Well, it is for me anyway.
Yes. Yes.
So, what do you know about the last resort then? So, where did they get that name from, Mrs. Moonstomper?
Oh, it's a shop like a Skinhead attire shop, and selling all the apparel and all the other nice things for punks and skinheads to wear to keep the kitted out.
mainly skins. So, owned by a chap called Mickey French,
Yes.
believe.
The shop owner, yes.
And that was right, obviously we're not from London, but if you were from London, where Skinhead was a big thing.
Oh, it was humongous.
And Oi was it was just a massive thing down there.
Yes.
Right, then that was the place to be.
Yes.
It just was. Right, never got to go myself.
No, not
but
me.
looking at old footage,
Yes.
it just looks like it was the place to be.
Proper interesting.
Yeah, but so they weren't in a band at that point in time. Well, Roy Pearce wasn't anyway.
Oh, right.
And it was actually Roy Pearce who sort of formed the band, from what I can gather.
So it was 1980, weren't this?
Yes,
Yeah,
there or
1980.
thereabouts.
Yes.
Now, Roy Pearce.
Rocky, yes.
Yeah, Millwall hooligan,
right.
extraordinaire. Okay,
Yes.
bushwhacker. What's wrong with that?
Okay.
Well, if you want to do that, do it. Knock yourself out. It's fair enough, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the rest of them are into football.
Well, yeah, football's the way of life. Isn't
Yeah,
it? It just is. It's just, you know, it still is. You know, it is for a lot of people.
That's like the way of a way of life. It's one of the songs and one of the albums.
There you go.
Yes, a way of life.
There you go. So, right, the early members. Right, so the early members was right. So Roy Pearce wasn't always on the vocals.
No,
he was a bassist
bass
originally.
player, yes.
Now, right, I think he got the idea from a gig. Actually looking into the band, and the name of the band actually escapes me.
Oh, right.
He was watching, he thought, yeah, I could do that. There's a lot of people do actually.
Yes.
In fact, that's what I did.
Okay.
I thought, yeah, I could do that. As it happens, I didn't do it very well, but
he gave it a go.
oh yeah, he made a better fist of it than me, put it that way. But he was also a roadie. Now I think he was a roadie for, I'm gonna say, the top of my head, I think it was somebody, I think it was Menace or something like that.
I think I've heard something about it.
I think, right, I think, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think somebody put in our Foreskins video, this is all, you've got it all wrong, but you know, if you've got it all wrong, tell us what we've got wrong. Don't just put it, you've got it all wrong. You know, just tell us what we've got wrong. Yeah, exactly. And we will be the first, right, we will be the first to admit we get it wrong. It's a discussion.
Yes, it is.
So we're not sitting there, we haven't rehearsed it.
No.
Right, we're doing this from memory. And what I'll say, when you get older, your memory...
brain's fried.
Well, yeah, your memory does sort of...
not serve you as well as when you were younger.
No, well, these days I can
doesn't.
just about to remember to undo my flies before I go for a piss. You know, it's getting to that point, guys, unfortunately.
Yikes.
But, you know, yeah, okay, fair enough. So, enough of that... well, you think I'm joking. I'm actually not fucking joking, mate. Right. So, yeah, the early members, so it was Graham Saxby, or Sax on the vocals originally.
Yes.
And was it Charlie Duggan on the guitar?
Charlie Duggan,
if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Roy Pearce played the bass.
He did, yes.
And then it was Andy Benfield on the drums,
Andy Benfield.
Yeah, if I remember rightly. Like I say, correct us if we're wrong in the comments.
And there was a turnaround with Roy Pearce. Hit the microphone, took the mic as a front man on the vocals.
Well, that was after Saxby went. So
right.
I think Saxby, again I could be wrong, but if my memory serves me correctly, I think Saxby had girlfriend trouble or something, or you know, whatever a young sort of man has, and off he went into the sunset. And yeah, Roy took the
mic and started to sing.
So is Roy Pearce, right, is he of Irish origin originally?
I think I've
I don't know.
seen something about it.
I don't know, because
I think he is.
the way he spells his name, R-O-I, Republic of Ireland. Just to guess.
Just guess. Like it might be Republic of Ireland or R-Oi, Roy, Oi.
I think it's more the latter. I think.
All right.
It's probably more the latter. I don't even know where I got that from. I think I'm sure he's London born and bred. I'm sure he's actually. So
I can't confirm or deny. So
I don't even know why I said that actually.
All right.
So
you must have heard something in the pipeline or seen something.
I can't remember.
Make you question.
I just genuinely don't remember. So this is The Last Resort is one of the fabled bands at the Hambrough Tavern.
Okay.
On that fateful night in Southall, wasn't it?
Oh, when he got burnt down.
Yeah, when he got burnt down, and
about.
well, you know, make of that what you will. There's like I say, to every story.
Yes, there's always two sides.
Well, of course, there's two sides,
Every
and
time.
I wasn't there, so really, I don't know. You know, and you can read both sides of it, read into it what you will. But the upshot was that was in an Asian area.
Oh, yes.
And they didn't want an Oi concert in their area because they believed they were all Nazis, and that's probably not.
Nazis and fascists.
Yeah, and that's
the wrong choice of words, really, without getting to know somebody.
I think it's you know, there might have been some there, but you know, I don't. You know, there certainly weren't all that. That's for sure. And I think it's a bit of an unfair rap. But let's get off that one because we covered that one in the Foreskins, did we not?
Yes.
Mrs. Moon Stomper. Yeah. So, in terms of music, right? So they didn't have an LP until 1982,
82.
82, which was A Way of Life.
Yes.
But one of the reasons was studio time was really expensive.
Oh yes.
Like wickedly expensive. I remember in so I'm going to go back to probably the mid 80s. I remember having to pay £200 for a demo tape. A 3-track demo tape. £200. It's a lot cheaper now. It's a lot cheaper because it's digital.
I'm a string of maholics.
Yeah, you make a noise when you drink.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry viewers, sorry. Do better.
You got there. Right. Yeah, so studio time, that was really expensive. So if I remember rightly, I can't remember when they recorded their first sort of demo. But I think their demo was, I'm going to say it was something like, I think it was in Folkestone or somewhere like that, in the studio in Folkestone, and they did it on a 4-track recording studio. Now, I don't know if you know much about studios, but a 4-track recording studio is pretty piss poor, to be honest. It's box basic.
Yes.
It's literally 4 tracks and that's it.
Yes.
4 virtual tracks.
4 tracks and you're done.
Well, yeah, so, you know, it's like the sort of, in those days, like the Rolls Royce of studios were like sort of 32 tracks. Top studios,
gosh.
Nearly as many as 64 tracks. Yeah, so you can see the
Wowzers.
difference, but you can hear the difference as well.
Oh yes.
So on their demo, and I'll think of their demo songs in a moment, you can hear well, you can't hear the drums. That's just it. Or you can't hear the drums well enough.
All right. That's bizarre.
So and that to me gave it a raw edge.
I see.
Like a really raw edge.
Yes. Wow. Going back to the band members, was there a John JJ PS? I was thinking, is there any relation? JJ Chaos PS. I was wondering if there's any relation.
No, that was later on.
Yes.
Well, I don't know, to be honest with you. No.
Okay.
No, he had Lars Frederiksen later on, but that was
yes.
like way later.
Defo.
From
Rancid. Was
Rancid,
it
yeah.
Rancid?
Go check Rancid out, guys. Yeah. Cool.
Are we going to be doing a video on Rancid? Maybe.
We're gonna do a video on Rancid.
Alright.
I think so. Definitely, it kind of deserves it.
Yes.
I'd like to cover everything.
Yes.
I was umming and ahhing about covering Crass, but you know, which is to me it's the polar opposite of Screwdriver. But you know, in the interest of fairness,
I've seen and heard some of their material.
I don't know. I can't get my head around that. I can't get my head around that shit. You know, it's like we don't like consumerism, but but you'll have to consume our records.
Go figure.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking them.
I wouldn't knock
some of the music's good, so we might cover those. But
yes.
I'd like to cover other bands first.
Oh yes.
And then when we're desperate, then we'll do Crass.
Definitely.
Obviously. So what else do you know then, Mrs. Moonstomper?
I think it went by another name. They sort of changed the name.
The Warriors.
The Warriors in '82. Yes.
They did that, but Roy Pearce actually. So he went to sing with Foreskins.
Foreskins, yes.
Yeah. Which was, that was after Gary Hodges left the Foreskins, so he went to replace him. 2 completely different groups almost.
Proper, yes.
But the thing about Roy Pearce is he's just. Do you know what I mean? For me, he's magnetic. He's just different.
Yeah, it's way different.
He's different, not like a massive bloke, but he's larger than life.
Yes. He's in the room when he walks in the room.
He's a geezer.
You know his presence.
He's an absolute geezer. He really is.
Yeah.
Although he supports Millwall, but we'll forgive him for that. It's fair enough.
Of course he is, and
Yeah,
what have you.
absolutely. So let's drill down into A Way of Life. It's it's almost like a true Skinhead LP.
Yes.
Yeah, and the songs on there, Resort Boot Boys.
Yes.
Class, Kings of the Jungle. And Violence in Our Minds.
Flipping heck. Yes.
And Skinheads in Stay Press. Now, Skinheads in Stay Press, I often sort of wonder. Whether that was a feeble attempt to get more clothes out of the last resort shop.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. Come and buy some Stay Press from the last resort.
Did the mods used to wear stay pressed as well?
No, Skins did.
Oh, was it the Skins?
Yeah, Skins used in the 60s,
Okay.
stay pressed.
Yes.
And then in the sort of like late 70s or the 80s, stay
Ah.
pressed. And you got like skins, haven't you? You got the ones with the...
Oh, yes.
You got the ones with the jeans, and you got the ones who still dress smart.
Yes. Ah, yes.
Yeah, but
Me
skinheads, all skinheads together. You know,
Yes,
that's what I
yes.
say anyway. A great LP, but not well recorded.
There he goes again.
Just not well recorded, in my
man.
opinion. Some of you may beg to differ, but if you play that in a top quality hi-fi, you'll see the shortcomings straight away.
I see.
And it's a shame, it really is. But
Yes.
what they've done is they've made up for it later on by re-releasing it.
Okay.
And that's had, I think that's had like multiple re-releases, the LP, in different guises. And I think right up to Captain Hoy, they've re-released it as
I
well.
see.
Reeling back a bit, so if I remember rightly, when Roy Pearce
Yeah.
took the vocals, Arthur Kay played the bass, if I remember rightly.
Okay.
And they played the first gig at something like Acklam Hall or something like that.
Oh, yes.
And they supported Infrarise.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
But I think it ended up, I'm sure that ended up in a fight.
Oh,
As
dear.
you do.
As you do, as they do.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. So there you go.
Yes.
But right, so after that gig, they started to get a bit of a reputation. Not so much of a bad reputation,
Okay.
but they started to get a reputation of they're a good band.
Yes. They
Let's
are.
face it, they are a good band.
Oh, yes.
But again, opinions differ. To me, they might be brilliant. To other people, they might be shit. Let's face it.
That's
Not everyone is going to like the same thing.
Again,
you know.
there's the two sides to the coin.
Well, there's a million sides to that
Oh,
coin.
yeah,
There's everyone's got an opinion, of course. But Gary Bushell, he features in every video these
Yes.
days, doesn't he?
If it's not Gary Bushell, it's John Peel.
One or the other.
Yes.
Okay, but Gary Bushell featured him in Sounds,
I see.
and that kind of pushed him up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gave him more popularity.
It did, but what I'll say is the Southall thing that just it wrecked it for everyone.
Yes.
It just absolutely trashed it for everyone,
God.
to the point where everyone was labelled as a neo-Nazi fascist.
Yes.
But the thing is, Roy Pearce was apolitical.
I see.
He was just completely apolitical.
Yes.
To him, it was it's just about the music.
Well, it should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But people just take it. And
Yes, but there'll
make it all.
be people out there going, no, they were right leaning, they were right. No, they were just apolitical.
Yes.
Honestly, that's a lot of those bands were apolitical. But what didn't help matters was the Last Resort shop, Screwdriver, when they went to London, they hung around there.
Oh, I see.
So people just put two and two together with Screwdriver in
Yes.
there. So it's like, my God, man.
I don't know.
So get over
I
it.
don't think I'll ever know the minds of some people.
I don't either. But
Jeez.
it's just there you go.
Some people say it is what it is.
Well, it is, but they also featured on.
wouldn't.
They also featured on. I think they featured on Strength Through Oi, if I remember rightly.
Yes.
And then there was a couple of other Oi compilations as well
Yes.
that they were sort of bunged onto.
There was, yes.
But yeah, so what say you're dying for a break, aren't you, Mrs. Moonstomper?
Not particularly.
She is.
I ain't. Take a break anytime. Can take a break anytime, mate.
There you go. Then. That's told me, isn't it?
So, are we having a break, Mr. Moonstomper?
Well, being as you put it like that, Mrs.
Oh.
Moonstomper,
How comes you don't bounce when I do that to you, but when you do it to me, I'll go, oh.
because you've got a bouncy chair.
Alright.
I nearly said because you're okay, yeah, I'll pay for that later. Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. So, let's take a break
Yes.
and you can watch this little VT that we didn't put together, that we've taken and we'll be back in a bit. There you go. See the big guys.
Yes.
The album A Way of Life is the Skinhead album, the Oi album. How is it playing those songs all these years later? Do you still love them, or do you ever get sick of them? Or
Some and some.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But as I said, with the unit I've got around me, it's not so painful.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
There's songs that we've got in the set that, as much as we all sit in rehearsal and go, maybe we should drop that, we just can't. Like Working Class Kids and Rebels and King of the Jungle, we just can't not play those songs. Because like if you never, like yourself, you've never seen us play before,
yeah,
and you come see us and we don't play any of those songs, you're going to be like, well, that wasn't a great last resort gig because they didn't play any of the classics. So we have to keep going. But you know, they're blinding tunes, so, and they always go down the storm. So we're always happy to play them.
Yeah.
Try and balance it out with a new, you know, so there's a good balance of new stuff and all the old classics as well.
In the early days, there was a lot of violence around your shows, and it eventually led to the band breaking up. Does that still persist today, or how has it changed?
No, it's changed totally. You get the odd little skirmish here and there, but nothing compared to the way it was back in the day.
Yeah,
But now it's 10 times better.
yeah,
Everyone gets on. There's no divide between the crowds where you'd have the Skins on one side, the Punks the other, and well, you know what happened.
yeah,
As you've heard and seen what's gone on. But nah, it's fantastic.
yeah,
Everyone gets on. Everyone's there for the same thing, and everyone's having it.
yeah,
Proper large.
Yeah, it's good. Normally if there's a little kick-off in the crowd, it's normally because someone stepped out of line and someone's just giving them a dig to keep them quiet. But with, you know, certain countries can be a bit dodgy, but nothing major, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it's nothing like it used to be. You know, it's
Yeah.
a pretty good vibe now. Like Roy says, the Punks and Skins all just mix in. There's no kick-offs between them.
Yeah, it's like everyone's won now, which way it should have been in the first place. But,
yeah,
but there you go. That's the way it was then.
yeah.
But now it's 10 times better for me.
Why do you think that happened, though, back then? What was the cause? Like, what was the root of it?
It's actually hard to say. I mean, he was in the thick of it, so...
It's really more clash of cultures.
Mm-hmm.
The Skins didn't like the Crusties didn't like the Skins, and
Yeah.
it was just the way it was. Because certain bands said certain things, and so everyone's got that mindset, or...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, the different mindsets and people just...
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
All it needs is some twat to say something to spark it.
Yeah.
Plus, you might have to remember is that lots of different, although predominantly working class, there was lots of people, different people come different backgrounds, and then they all get put in the same melting pot, but they all have different things that would set them off, and that's what would cause, you know, the handbags at dawn, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
But it's not so much of that now, because, you know, people tend to be aiming towards one, you know, everybody's anti-government or something like that, so everybody kind of aims towards the same thing. Whereas back in the day, they had all the inter-rivalry between Skins and Punks and
Mods
and long hairs and all that kind of
You
stuff.
know, it
Yeah.
was just a melting pot of horribleness.
Yeah.
And no one liked each other.
Yeah.
But it's different now. It's
Yeah.
different now.
There's more of a community now.
Yeah,
which-
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I can definitely feel it here at Rebellion this weekend. Everybody's so friendly and just happy to be here.
Everybody
and-
knows
Yeah.
everybody. see?
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and we find that wherever we go, anywhere in the world, we've toured all over the place.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
It's amazing the scenes when we played in South America. On it was the Skinhead scene in Bogota is like it used to be back in early '80s in London.
It's unbelievable.
You know, they're
Yeah.
everywhere, hundreds of them.
Lars from Rancid actually just recently joined The Last Resort.
Yeah, yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, I've been really good friends with him for a long time. And of course, sad to say, I was his idol when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He was listening to us when he was 11 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
You
his
see?
favourite band.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
It's one of those where he basically Beefy, who's been our guitarist for years and years and years, his heart wasn't in it anymore, and and he stuck it out for quite a while. And then when he announced that he was leaving, Lars contacted JJ, our bass player, straight away and said, "Oh, I want a job." We were like, well, you're kind of in a couple bands already. Mate. He said, no, I want the job.
Yeah.
Then he flew out and did.
One in January, it was in
Yeah,
Stoke.
his first one in Stoke.
This will be his 4th gig.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
really
'cause
recent.
he was with us in Canada.
Yeah.
He did the Canadian shows with us.
Yeah.
And he's a blinding guitarist, you know, he understands the culture, he understands the scene. Like Roy says, he's been listening to The Last Resort since he was a kid. His brother got him into us, and that whole kind of Oi scene.
Yeah.
And he's as genuine as they come, and he's a top fella as well.
That's it.
He's
Yeah.
a top fella. And now
He's a brother, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get to call him New Boy now.
That's it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, so you guys share a love of the Millwall football team.
Yes,
How
yeah.
often do you go to
Not
games
all of it.
together?
I go all the time.
You do?
Not all
I
of
go.
it.
all the time. But I'm taking Lars tomorrow. I'm taking Lars to London tomorrow. Yeah, I took Lars down there about 8-9 years ago, and he got the bug from the gate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He was calling it the punk rock of English football.
Yeah.
The Millwall's mob. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he saw where it was all coming from, and he said, "It's a bit of me." Do you know what I mean? So that,
Yeah.
and that's what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the band is synonymous with Millwall,
It's only me
but it's only,
and Lars now.
only Roy and Lars, JJ's a gooner, and I support West Ham.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky I haven't had a dig.
I'm not sporty, but I'm learning how big the football culture is here because
It's massive.
It's coming over to America too. A lot of
Yeah,
people there
yeah,
support
yeah,
the
yeah,
teams,
yeah.
and it's
Well,
interesting.
it becomes like your centre of the universe, if you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
Yeah, it
You'll
does.
find connections in all kinds of bands, like Stomper, a German band, but their drummer Phil, he's an American guy from New York. He's a West Ham boy,
Yeah.
and you just find them dotted around. They're all like Millwall, West Ham, whatever. They all that football culture is spread far and wide, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good. You know, it's not like it used to be. I mean, me and him wouldn't have been able to sit next to each other in the 80s.
No, it wouldn't have
It
happened.
would have had a tear up.
Yeah.
But we've been mates for years and years.
That's
so
it.
it's,
So we put that shit aside. You know what I mean?
Your last official album, came out in 2013, and aside from the live album you released in 2016, do you have plans to do any new music?
We certainly have, actually.
With the addition of Lars as a new member.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. We've actually started compiling bits and pieces already.
Yeah.
So
That's
next
exciting.
year,
Yeah, we've got a
but
pile
we're
of
not going to
songs.
give nothing away.
No.
But it'll be killer. I can guarantee
Yeah,
it.
we've got a pile of songs, and we're working. Obviously, Lars has got some songs, and we're working together on collaborations between us and him. So
Yeah.
we can tell you we're going to start recording.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
But that's
it's
all we're gonna
exciting for us.
We can't say no more than that.
No.
And then do you think you might possibly come to the US to do a tour?
Yeah, we're working on that.
We're working on
We're working
that
on the
at minute.
visas.
Yeah. It's me that has to work at it.
Problem.
I'm the problem.
It's not easy. America makes
No.
it difficult, you know.
I've been turned down 3 or 4 times, see.
Well, I hope it'll work out this time because I would love to see you play over there.
We'd
But
love to come.
Yeah.
But-
No, we would definitely love to come.
we got to Canada this year.
Yeah.
Um,
And we got a taste of
Initially,
what could happen.
you
you
got
know.
turned down for that as well, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I did. I
You
did.
know how nice the Canadians are. They didn't want him.
Yes.
well, so how did you get in eventually then?
He had to get a temporary
residence
Yeah.
visa, but I had to do it through a lawyer, so it cost me money.
Yeah.
But it was blinding. The gigs were fantastic.
yeah.
And the promoters who put us on did a great job. And we had a blast. And we
Definitely.
had people. There were people flying up from Miami and Detroit and all over America coming up to see us play because that was as close as we've ever been.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
US, so.
Yeah, you were in the same continent at least, so
Yeah.
they made the journey.
We made our debut in the North America, put it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, we were the right side of the water.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to me. I'm so excited to see
No,
you
it's
play
been a
tonight.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. You better.
There you go, you've been told by Mrs. Moonstomper. Hope you did enjoy it, actually. So,
I think.
the short life of The Last Resort, the original guys, So
Yes.
that first LP that was done, that was released after they split,
Yes.
if I remember rightly, and I'm sure there was a bit of saxophone on that or something.
Yes, there was. The Arthur K.
Yeah, it was. I'm
Arthur
sure it was,
K.
yeah.
Yes.
How bizarre. Yeah. But a talented musician. He wasn't a skinhead though.
No.
And he was a lot older than them as well, which is kind of like
see.
weird, but he was a talented musician.
Yes.
Not saying he was the driver behind the band, but sometimes every band just needs like one. I wouldn't say it was a virtuoso, but
Okay.
one talented musician,
Of course.
and it brings everybody up.
Yes.
If you're all crap, then you'll sound crap. Believe you me. Ask me how I know that one.
They're asking you. No.
Yeah. So I think they tried to reform as Warrior as well,
They did.
with a change of drummer. But I think they did a couple of tracks, if I remember rightly, and for the life of me, I can't remember who it was.
Dear.
But I think one was on, on Oi That's Your Lot, or
Oh, that's your lot.
which
Yes.
is like a
Oh,
compilation.
yes.
And was it United Skins or something like that? I just top of my head.
Skins United.
United Skins.
Yes.
Skins United.
Oh yes. Oh no.
United Skins, definitely.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and then Roy Pearce actually went to heavy metal, which I just find absolutely, I don't know, I find that bizarre. And
Was
I
it
think
a band called Tarot? Was it?
I think so.
Alright.
And
So you changed. You jumped from one genre to another.
yeah, no, if my memory serves me correctly, somewhere down the line I've seen that band live, Tarot.
Ah, I see.
And I think it was that I think they were supporting someone, I can't remember who.
Oh right.
Or they were at a festival, I can't remember which festival. And that would be in the mid to late 80s, something like that.
Did you say the Who? The Who? Not really.
God, no, not
Sorry.
at all.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I couldn't
so
resist it.
yeah, a bit of a strange swap, but loads of boy bands did that.
Yes.
The Rejects did it. They went into heavy metal for a bit, or like a heavy metal style. Loads of bands tried it because it was just a bit more. At that point in time, it was just a bit more favourable.
Yes.
And I suppose, do you know what? At the end of the day, those guys have got to eat.
Yes, and times change as well.
Things
change, times change.
The only change was the public perception
Yes.
of bands like that. The public perception that was driven by mainstream media, where the sort of rhetoric was, those bands are all fascist.
Oh.
They're all right-leaning fascist,
Yeah.
and you know.
It's not all true though, is it? It's
It
not-
was
not
far.
true at all.
It was far from the damn truth. It was, and I mean, you could look at the other side of the coin. You could look at bands who were sort of labelled with who sort of played under the banner of the Red Wedge.
All right.
Bands such as Paul Weller.
Ah.
Which was
It's like activist-minded type of people.
Yeah, it was definitely.
Yes.
I'm not saying Rock Against Racism had that sort of undercurrents, except it probably did. I don't know. But the politics, the politics was like that just killed bands.
Yes.
It absolutely killed them.
Gosh, it's terrible.
And especially when like Roy Pearce is just a beer drinking football fan.
Yes.
Just like a lot of other geezers, and to be apolitical and then to be labelled with something is, I think that's
really unfair.
Yeah, exactly.
Shouldn't be allowed.
No, it shouldn't be allowed, but that's what the media do.
Yes. Damn that media.
Yeah, again, they just do that. So they control the narrative, don't they? Surely.
Yes. They do.
And it was only the punk bands who, dare I say, sold out and got onto bigger record labels were the ones who were played. But the only reason they were played was because it made the record company money. The record company's got no interest in that band whatsoever, I can assure you.
It's all about the wonga.
Of course it is. Of course it is. They'll give
Nothing
them,
else matters.
they'll give them a £50,000 loan. That's nothing to that record company.
No, not really.
Absolutely nothing at all, I can assure you. They'll give them a £50,000 loan against that what's name. That band, they've never seen 50 grand in their lives,
No.
ever. They're probably never even seen a £50 note. It's, you know, times that bad. And that record company, again, they know exactly that.
Oh yes.
So
Like
what?
to manipulate.
Well, yeah, what they'll do is they'll go,
Master
you know, go on, go and
manipulators.
spend all that, go and spend it. You know, you're
Because
gonna
they know they will.
yeah, because you're going to pay us back because you're going to sell 1 million records
Okay,
because we're going to tie you into such a contract that you've got to you've got to do all those things. So I think it was, you know, very disingenuous.
Yes, there's no breaking free.
There's not, but then again, you get smaller record labels. So right, recently they've recorded under record labels like Randale, and you know, like, obviously Captain Oi.
You know, Step One as well.
Yeah, and those record labels they're different.
Yes,
They're different. It's just independent. It's more about the music.
of course.
So those are run by people who like music.
Yes,
It's not run by corporates.
the true music lovers out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
of course.
Almost DIY record labels, same as like the original when XL became a thing, Stiff, and you know
all
all
those.
those other ones. You know,
Yes.
XL sold out now a bit actually.
I see.
Yeah, but you know it's there, isn't it? Surely.
Wow.
And for those guys to come back, so you sort of in the VT, Roy Pearce in full flight there, missing an eye.
Oh yes. Lost it in a fight.
Well, allegedly
One of
so.
many fights.
I don't know if it was a Millwall versus West Ham thing, allegedly.
Whichever, he lost an eye anyway. Never gonna get it back.
Well, not really, no.
No.
Yeah, not really. But you know, it's
Yeah.
you know, and it's a shame, isn't it?
It
really?
is.
But you know, there you go. If you live by the sword, then surely you die by the sword. You know, that's why I don't go to those things anymore. You know, for that reason.
Hell no.
Comes a point in your life where you get too old and you think, do you know what, that's going to hurt. That's really, really going to hurt. So you don't do it anymore for obvious reasons.
He's still pretty though.
But yeah, so yeah, The Last Resort, an amazing band.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Again, you know, stuff like This Is My England, Old Firm Casuals, you know, stuff like that. It's, you know,
It sounds all again football-y.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just there, you know, it's football related.
It's dare I say, it's boot boy mentality.
Big boy, that's it. Yes.
It's just that's
the one.
that's the way it is. It's boot boy mentality, you know, mixed with lots skinhead mentality. But skinheads turned into boot boys
Oh right. Yes.
from the late 60s to
Oh,
the early
yes.
70s.
Oh.
Well, some of them did,
Some of them did.
and
yes.
it just goes with that culture, does it not?
It does. Yes.
There you go.
That was like some of the albums you mentioned. Were like later, weren't they? After the noughties.
Yeah, they were way later. You know, like football, Old Firm Casuals, I think was it 2010 or 2011? There or there, possibly.
Yeah, around that 2010.
And then This Is My England was something like 2013, I think.
Gosh, yes.
There or thereabouts.
Yes.
And then they did like, I think they've done Skinhead Anthems as well, which is like way later.
Yes, but 21 I think it was.
I don't know. A lot's happened since COVID,
Oh right.
and it's just hard for me to keep track after that.
Oh,
After you know,
gosh, COVID.
losing my business and then sort of
I see things turning upside down.
Exactly. But you know, there you
Your
go.
world turns all yucky.
Happens to everyone, doesn't
After
it?
that,
You know?
yes,
exactly.
yes.
Things are never the same again.
Ever,
you know.
never.
But the good thing about not being the same
Oh,
again is we've got Moonstomper Original, surely.
Yeah. Yay. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
No, there you
Bring
go.
it on.
And we've got a wonderful community. So you guys out there who
Gosh.
drop into the comments, whether your comments are good or bad, we appreciate
We
them
still
all.
love you anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever the comments are.
Yes, whatever.
Yeah, just whack them in there. That's what they're there for. Exactly. Good,
Your
bad,
comments
the
matter.
ugly.
Doo-doo-doo.
The good, the bad, the foreskins. Yeah, there you go.
See what I did there?
Certainly do.
Wow.
So,
wow, wow.
Mrs. Moonstomper,
Oh yes, Mr. Moonstone.
I'd like to pose a question to you.
Oh yes, I think I know what he's going to say. What do you say? What you gonna say?
What am I going to? Well, if you think I know what I'm going to
Let's
say,
hear it.
if you think I know what I'm going to say, what was I going to say?
You're going to say, Mrs. Moonstomper, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, actually not. Not in the least.
Okay.
I was going to say, what we got coming up next week for the boys and girls?
I know that you changed your mind.
No, I didn't.
All right. Oh.
You just don't know, do you?
No.
No, neither do I.
My brain went all fizzy then. Ugh. And you
Okay,
open a can of pop. And
yeah. What I'll say is we've had loads and loads and loads of requests. Loads of requests. We've got a lot of work to do.
Oh gosh.
A serious lot of work to do.
So got all them sleeves up.
There's a lot of bands we want to feature. From lots of skinhead punk and other
Other genres to boot.
Right the way
Yes.
through.
Yes.
So yeah. It's
Yeah.
going to be a busy old year, I think.
Oh yes.
But don't forget,
It's gonna
the band I'm really excited to do is Haymaker
Haymaker. We did mention. I remember you.
and Evil
me.
Conduct. So it's time to go to Europe.
Yes.
So oi Europe,
Oi oi.
and we'll have a look at Haymaker and Evil Conduct, amongst other bands as well.
Yes.
There's some amazing bands out
There's
there.
just so many. I can't even remember.
And
There's a list.
Australia as well, and South America, all over the world. There's some amazing bands, so we've got a lot of work to do. Then
Get busy.
coming up later in the year, possibly, what we're going to do is we're going to do a Let's Hear Yours.
Oh yes.
So guys, if you're in a band,
yes.
there's some of you who are musicians who've subscribed. So if you're in a band, what we want is we want the name of your band, your music, and we're going to check you out.
Wow.
And what we'll do, when we get round to it, I think it'd be a good idea to do almost like a battle of the bands.
Oh.
See who's the best band. And what I might do is I might put some of my music in there as well. I
Wow.
might, but I might not.
Oh, you're in for a treat there.
I don't think you're in for a treat because it's not what you think it is. My music, it's completely different. But there you go.
Watch that space.
Or my most recent music.
Okay.
Yeah,
Keep those ears peeled as well.
yeah. But whatever your music is, we'd like to hear it. I think
Yes. Let's hear
Yeah.
it. Let's hear it.
definitely. So,
Yeah, man.
Mrs.
Alright.
Mrs. Moonstomper, Mrs. Moonstomper. One for me, one for you.
Oh, one for me, one for you.
Well, there you go.
potato.
Yeah. Have you got anything else?
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. I thought I had that bit in.
Oh, I don't know what to say to that. I just, yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah, man.
Cut Mrs. Moonstomper into pieces. Oh, sorry, no.
They're like me in one piece. I want to stay in one piece.
That's one big piece, mate. Right, okay,
It's
so
so funny, honestly.
I don't think I'm funny at all, actually.
Oh, that's all right. That's fine.
Far from it.
As long as you keep your dopamines flowing and all that, and with lashings and lashings of dopamines out there, you moon stompers.
I just,
Keep them flowing.
do you know when I realised when I was losing my hair?
Oh, go on. Tell
When it
me.
took longer to wash my face every day. Sorry. That's when I realised that. I'm sorry, Mrs. Moonstomper. I do beg your pardon. Right. So on that
Sorry.
on that bald-headed bombshell. Sorry, are you okay?
Yeah.
On that bald-headed bombshell, I've got nothing else.
Me neither.
Right. So I've been Mr.
Me
Moonstomper, guys. I love you all as ever, and we'll see you next week.
Mrs. Moonstomper says, love you.
Peace out.
Love you, lashings and lashings.
I was walking down the road with £1,000 of mine, looking for some aggro, just to pass the time. He made a stupid hippie, he tried to run away, but I punched him in the nose, just to pass the time of day. Great big boots, great long laces, jeans out. said fuck all less to do. Great big boots, great long laces, the jeans held up by scarlet braces. Get out of our way, we're to for a ride. We just got balance in our minds, in our minds. We got balance in our minds, in our minds, in our minds. We've got balance in our minds. Great long laces, the jeans held up by scarlet braces. Get out of our way or get top for a ride. We just got balance in our minds, in our minds. We got balance in our minds. Balance, ultra balance, balance in our minds. Go to football matches, we always have an arm. Always get some bobbery before the second half. We have ourselves a smashing time, we really have some fun. Especially when the odds are us 25 to 1 to 1. Great big boots, great long laces, the jeans held up by scarlet braces. Get out of